New event, holy guests, and otherworld flavors. Diving and dining or whatever. With the misunderstanding resolved and the battle with the Holy Knights settled, I had Luminous and Hinata and for a while at Tempest. So, Shuna, how's the Knights by the hot pot going? It must be hard work, always cooking in the pot that's so big. Are you okay? And the others are helping me out. Plus, we are getting a good broth from all the shells. I can even smell it from here. Those shells are so useful. Like, great remove. Those things are looking good here too. Now, all I've got to do is cut up some rosin into thin strips and let it boil in the soup. You're supposed to be cutting up ramen, not rosin. Those thin strips are called noodles, and the texture changes depending on how long you boil them. While you cooking the ramen, I thought I ought to reduce the burden on Lady Shuna, considering that we have got today the pre-opening party and the actual festival coming up. Yeah, right. But you know what? At the same time, whatever is best fit for the job ought to handle it. And this smells nice. Is this what we are having for dinner? Just like Shion said, you guys are good cooks. By the way, what is that thin inside the pot? It must be some kind of paint, no? So no one thinks that this could be ramen soup. What are you saying? How could you mistake it for anything other than ramen soup? There's no way that it looks like ramen soup. That's what Lady Hinata had along the way, right? You mentioned it's made with various types of soup. Which one of those is this one? Not even a mathematician could answer that question. So you made an effort to make it taste like what? Takatsu? Then I guess it should taste like a proper soup. You've got to be joking. Could it be? Has she changed the results of her cooking by using certain outcome? I also worked hard to remove the scum from the surface with my knife. It looks pretty scummy even without it. Someone keep an eye on the pot for me. What kind of torture is this? Well, despite how it looks, the soup should actually taste good. She can change the flavor just by wishing for it. She herself mentioned that she was good at manipulating the laws of the world. Still, it's hard to take it at face value. Her order's absolute. Let's dig in. You want me to try as well? Understood. So, you're not scared of Vanoni? Holy Knights taste. I'm back. What's the matter? No way. My brain can't make any sense of this. And it's delicious, but the difference in appearance and taste is giving me a headache. On top of that, whenever I blow on it to try and cool it down, for some reason I can hear something screaming back at me. Fritz told me that she was sensitive to hot food. This soup reminds me, of my first time we faced off. It kind of looks like you when you transformed. You mean gluttony? Don't put me in the same category as that. Sorry, shit. That's right. No matter how good my cooking is, it doesn't even come near to how divine Great Remove looks. Like I always say, the presentation of the food matters just as much as the taste. So long as we don't look at it, it'll taste good, right? Yeah, that's right. I've had it before, so I can vouch for the taste. Bring all the other holy knights. I just thought of something fun. I shall do that immediately. Is everyone here? If you knights have truly sharpened your minds, bodies, and senses, you should be able to taste the difference between these two dishes, even with blindfolds on. Is everyone ready? I've divided the taste bits of the night spider into a small spoonful for everyone. Shion is all set as well. What is that? Is it some kind of baby tempest serpent? It isn't some kind of paint. How would have viewed a traditional hot pot? It looks like it's wiggling. I'm sure it's really fresh. Now eat those two dishes with blindfolds on and try to guess which one's Shuna's and which one's Shion's. That's what I thought earlier, but whatever, I just need to focus on myself. And now begin. I can't believe it's even the texture's the same, but that thing was wriggling. You can't tell me the difference. You can't tell the difference by eating it normally. What was the image that just flashed in my mind? The image coming from food just tried to attack me. Is this Shion's cooking? It should be no surprise that something like that would happen. Next up is sweet. I guess it's about time you took off your blindfolds. Alright, who thought that the first dish was Shuna's hot pot? Raise your hands. But Lord Renard and Lady Hinata haven't raised their hands. What that means, the first dish was Shion's hot pot, whatever this thing's supposed to be. How in the world could that abomination taste like juicy spider meat? I got it right. How could my tongue fool me like that? They are so obviously different now that I can see it. It must have been hard to swallow for him. Does that mean that Shion's cooking is basically a local specialty? Yeah, that's what I thought at the time. After all, if we turned that abomination into a local specialty, all the human customers would be weirded out by our monstrous ways. What was that scream? What's happening in town? We're already? What's going on? I'm sure it was nothing critical since great rumors over there. This is more fun than I expected. This is getting good, alright. I'll give you guys another chance. She's giving us another chance. I'll get it right this time. You already served that ramen thing to Hinata and Renard. So do you have anything else you could quickly serve? Wait. Why are you guys having fun while I have been walking like a dog? I thought you were having fun building that labyrinth. You're as nosy as ever. They are cookies. I bought them since it's almost time for tea. I thought if we are gonna have some tea, we may as well go out those. I want you to bake some cookies. The next question is going to be on cookies. Putting in more effort, you are going to crush the ingredients harder than usual. Here we go, I baked chocolate chip cookies. I'm not even certain blue monsters would want to eat those cookies. Even he would resist it. What? Alright, pass the cookies out to everyone. Make sure to break them into small pieces. I would never do something like that. It's written all over your face. Let me pick someone else. Yes, understood. So she's going to feed us. It's more like it. Men are so simple, and you, the hobgoblin, you're playing too. Here we go. Have you finished the rounds? So what exactly do you want me to do? Just a regular cookie and one Shion's cookies, that's all. That's not easy at all. You're not gonna die, probably. No, I got it wrong again. Me too, but it was incredibly. Isn't it incredible that Lady Hinata and Lord Reynard have gotten away again? How could something so gooey suddenly turn crispy in your mouth? It looks so disgusting and yet tastes. Watch your language, guys. The reason why Shion's cooking is way is because she truly wished for it to taste good. Even though that it's my misunderstanding that caused it, we once fought to kill each other. Despite that, now she's cooking for us with all her heart. No, in fact, this entire nation is so generous. How could you claim to be holy knights if you don't show her respect? Refrain from insulting her cooking simply because of its appearance. No problem. I'm just glad you guys are discovering the wonders of my cooking. That's not quite what I meant. He made a great speech, but I'm most surprised that he referred to that thing as cooking. You may have been deceived by the old timers, but you are still a saint at heart. That's right, and the taste test wasn't just for fun. The slight differences in taste was only a trivial matter. What I wanted to see was your composure. And it's alright, as long as you understand. You say that you were the one who made the speech. Well, I don't mind, but is that okay with you, Shion? Great Rimu, I would like to ask permission as well. There's something I want to test. Something like Tempoa would be great, but then I don't think we have any wild vegetables in stock right now. You're gonna go pick vegetables if you insist. I don't mind either. I've gained so much confidence. If she acts even more and gets into more cooking, I'm the one who's going to end up having to pay the price. After all, it's my job to patrol the force. I'll be waiting here, so quickly go pick some vegetables. I'll guide you there. I appreciate it. By the way, while I did mention wild vegetables, what I really want is bitter ones you can use for medicine. To be honest, I'd like to see more than just tempura and cooked specifically by Lady Shion. You want me more of my cooking? I'm so glad I didn't kill you the last time. He must have his reasons. Let's move. Nobody forced you to do anything. Here we are. This is the secret spot. Honestly, there's way more herbs here than wild vegetables. You won't find anything as rare as hippocute herbs, but there are many other herbs. I see some familiar herbs out here with so many knights here. I'm sure we can pick up all in no time. That's good. There's another one that looks similar, but that's just a weird. Excuse my ignorance. I know it's a bit late to ask, but what sort of dish is this tempura thing? It's probably hard to picture, huh? They're deep fried, and that sounds like a fattening dish. It's got a lot of calories. I guess the fact that you use vegetables makes it alright. Do you think deep fried vegetables have no calories or something? And that's not what I meant. I'm saying that as long as it's a dish in which you can replace vegetables with wild herbs, that works for me. And the only downside to Shion's cooking is its appearance, right? Serving the food in a non-transparent cup with a lid on it and drinking it with a straw. And is that thing even drinkable with a straw? I heard from Vitis, said others about the visit to the Chinese restaurant. Lady Hinata was also present. wanted to drink it, but she hesitated after hearing that, and that's why Shion's skill is so appalling to us. By only using healthy herbs and wild vegetables as ingredients, we can create dishes that are low in calories and full of nutrients despite tasting like delicious fatty foods. He started out as a saint and wizard who mastered elemental magic, spiritual magic, and holy magic. This would not have happened without his imagination and wisdom. I have heard that both ramen and gyoza are real game changers. That's right, eat them often enough and you'll quickly gain weight. You're right, the tastier the dish, the more fattening or bad for your skin it tends to be. I'm glad you understand. I think we have gathered all the vegetables in the area. Let's head back and cook it up. Miracle food. Oh, are you guys done? We are picking wild vegetables, remember? We picked them all while you were sleeping. I can't believe you fell asleep on the way when you were the one who was so excited about it. That's because everyone was walking up the mountain in complete silence. Imagine if you were one of the holy knights heading to pick wild vegetables with your boss. I mean, not only is this boss not talkative, but the person above him is really scary. And who could you mean by that, Remove? Come on. Come to think of it, Luminous is the real top boss. They didn't want to keep her waiting, so that's why everyone just focused. So are we having another taste test? Like I always said, no work, no food. I'm just kidding, you'll get to do some tasting this time since I want to hear from all kinds of people. Now you're back, the hot pox, so you want me to taste it? We have already done that taste test. I want you to try Shion's cooking instead. I think I'm gonna fall asleep again. You don't. So what do you think? It was delicious, but if you're going to serve this to ordinary humans, you should probably remove all the shells. Thank you for your suggestion. Good point. This is basically a crab stew, so that makes sense. Yeah, seriously overestimating Shion, so what, you want us to cook tempura with the wild vegetables you picked? Bitter wild vegetables, I'll do what I can. I did it, but it was really difficult to tone the bitterness of the herbs to another flavor. It's nothing to be disappointed about. Shion finished cooking as a matter of seconds. I can't help but feel a bit disappointed myself. Are you ready? Now put the blindfolds on and bait. I think both are delicious. Guess the bitter one is supposed to be the better one. Doesn't matter, taste bitter at all. Thank you, I'm a bit relieved. You may take off your blindfolds. Who thought the first dish was Shino's tempura? Shion cooked the first batch. I got both more won than I thought. I commend you for being a good loser about it, but competitive by nature is essential. Man, it's incredible that Lady Hinata and Lord Renard have gotten them all right. It's not like they use any skills or anything. Of course not. I know what tempura is, so I just tried to recall it from what I... Precisely, and that's why if you get past the appearance, you can enjoy the normal flavor. That's almost like a miracle fruit. You don't know, we had them in our old world. If you lick this fruit, everything that's sour will taste sweet for a little while. Did you know any women? It was a huge trend among us back in the day. Everyone wants to eat sweet food, but no one wants to gain weight. That's why You eat the miracle fruit, so you stay healthy, and sour foods like tomatoes, vinegar, and yogurts seem sweet. Seriously, this is hard to believe. She's hopefully replicated the taste while using ingredients like dandelions, herbs, and keeping the calories to almost zero. But they did wise when they had tuners. I can grow a tiny syringe on my fingertips and take out blood with just a slight touch. It doesn't hurt either. But it's obvious that you want to use it for something else, so why not? The experiment seems to have worked. I like to hold to recreate some more dishes, only using herbs, so that we can feed people fatty food that's actually full of healthy ingredients. So this is Shion's hot pot. These are the cookies, and here's the tempura. They all look exactly the same, so you can't tell them apart, can you? Especially with dishes like ramen, it's kind of exciting to eat fatty food knowing that it's bad for you. I do have moments like that. It's like when you crave junk food in the middle of the night, right? Now back to what I was saying. You are going to sell the abomination, but no one would buy them. But we can hide its appearance if we keep it in a container. That's an odd looking container, the mouthpiece. It's hard. It's like one of those Japanese guillotine drinks. So you have got Shion's gooey cooking in the container. And we'll also indicate the flavor on the packaging. Besides, Shion's cooking is kind of like semi-solid, so it's basically kind of a slime, right? It resembles someone I know. Seriously, since it's a gooey semi-solid, you can enjoy the rich flavor just by lightly squeezing it. That sounds great. Some of the knights have been complaining about how bad some of the portable food rations are. Also, hamburgers, chicken nuggets, french fries, junk food, tens. Oh, what about flour-based foods? That's so well. Have you managed to recreate all those dishes you just mentioned? Replicating them and producing them would require a lot of effort. Even with the repertoire of dishes we currently have, it should be enough to start a business. Yeah, and do you intend to sell it, instead sell, what? Mass production is going to be an issue since only Shion can make them. You don't mind distributing to us? Well, it's Renard's idea after all. But that makes sure they consume it with other portable foods since ours doesn't have calories necessary. And also have them read the back of the container. This product replicates the taste of various dishes in portable form. You really are a clever one. This way, adventurers will, and knights are going to want to visit Tempest. I get it. The more adventurers visit, the more people are going to attempt my labyrinth. They are going to be so exhausted from attempting the labyrinth that they will come out to eat more of our cuisine. And on top of that, they will buy more of these portable meals for the journeys back home. That's how we are going to get more regulars. You really come up with so many ideas. Now you're making me sound bad. I'm only trying to create a good relationship. Well, if that's the case, maybe I should create a flow that smells like food, so that everyone who gets there becomes hungry. Well, that's not really a win-win situation. I mean, one side's losing the battle with hunger. Well, let's first see if these pullable foods are here or not. If you see anyone that has these pullable treats for them, is it that obvious? I guess you have known me for some time now. I bought some fatty tuna, shizupi, and sushi, and cream puffs. And the ones in my right hand is the sushi. Okay, give me them to me. Let me put them in the container. Let me hold those, and thank you for guiding us to the fields earlier. Thanks. It's really reassuring to have you come along with me. If you really want to hide your feelings, why don't you just take on slime foam? You have never seen me as a slime foam, have you? I thought so. It's just like Lady Hinata said, the roads are so beautifully paved, there's even a water tank in an inn. You're pretty safe from dangers as long as you stay on the road. And that device is what you prevent magical beasts from appearing. That's right, in other words, it's like a beast that's unaffected by it. You can be sure that it's pretty strong. I'm so thin. Watch out! I'll handle this one. Yes, who is she? Mysterious goal. I'm glad it was weaker than it looked. For a magical beast that miraculously sprang from the concentration of magicals. Someone could have summoned it, but she was the only one here, so she was assaulted by the very magical beast that she herself summoned. I guess it's only natural that you would be cry after such a scary experience. There's pullable food that's exclusive to our country. I'll take you to the inn along the road so you have some food. I don't know if you'll believe me, but there's something weird inside it. Well, it is a bit weird, but it's definitely not unhealthy. I was doing some thinking. We have got fatty tuna flavor and cream puff flavor too. Which one would you like? That being said, these dishes are all rare, so maybe people won't be able to imagine what they taste like. Odd to me, she chose sushi without hesitation. Could she be an Otherworlder? If that's the case, then that would explain the situation. It's so strong, I didn't know it had wasabi in it. I'll get some. But where'd she go? I didn't even heal her one off. Did she disappear? That can't be. She looked like an ordinary human. Then did she use some kind of transfer magic? Then we must have been hallucinating or something. We are stowing them all over at Geld's place. Cavill helped himself to a ton of them. We still have some in our stock. That's not important right now. We got to go find her. Another one's generated. It can't be. We are keeping the concentration magicals to a minimum. I can only imagine that woman has set this all up. So that's the gist of what happened. How uncharacteristic of you to be so careless. I'm terribly sorry. My mind was so caught up. So do you think we were hallucinating? Thank you. It looks incredible. Great remove. It's about that woman you saw. I was just thinking about how important the presentation of our food was. Just looking at this dish makes me hungry. Did you just realize the obvious? I'm always saying how important the presentation is. I'm sure you two were just tired. Like Shuna said, you guys had too much of Shion's cooking. I bet the difference in presentation and taste was so shocking that I gave you both headaches and belly aches. It's an emergency. What is it? I was watching the fire for me, but the soup that I had been slowly stewing has what happened. Turned out delicious. Please try some. I'm having that hot pot right now. Could you pour some of that soup into this container? Yes, but I'm not the one who's going to drink it. I had Vitis try out Shion's imitation Tonkatsuchi soup. When I explained to her that it was made to be less fattening, she happily lapped up serving after serving. I guess she really did care about calories. I was just thinking about how important the presentation of food was. Did you just... what the hell? Did you hear that? I didn't think it would be so grotesque and have such a stunning taste to it. Look at him coming up with products like that to keep this country economy going. Don't worry, everything in this world belongs to the Wozo family. I desire everything and grasp it all in my hands, but still I could do without the wasabi, no matter how greedy I may be. There are something I do not care for. Whatever, let's have a pre-opening party for the pre-opening party. Isn't that opening festival going to be in 3 days long? Are you sure you want to have 5 parties in such a short span? Which was tastier? But I chopped them up, wishing for them to become extra tasty. How did you manage to cook up those bitter herbs into something so tasty? I used different seasonings this time to convert the bitterness of the herbs into umami instead. Let me try some too. You can do you need to figure it out yourself. Is dessert ready? Coming up? Then you turn these into what the fuck? We got salty flavors and sweet flavors, right? So what if we sell them as a set? Buying them endlessly because they'll want something sweet after something salty. That would be terrible for your figure, but these portable meals are made of herbs, so that's no need to worry. A devilish plan, well, you are a demon lord after all. Co-produce, you say that would mean you owe us a healthy percentage of the profit or something else in return. After all, I promise Renard, you know I may be a demon lord, but I'm not a bad slime.